Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the first episode of the Blrd podcast. What is the Blrd podcast about? It is about all things nerd culture, comic books, video games, movies, TV shows, anything that's just cool and nerdy. So, all right, to kick it off, we have Green Tuner,
Hello.
Creamcast,
Hey, what's going on, guys?
and myself, the Ed Underground. What is up? So,
Hey.
Nah, hey, man.
Well, I'll start it up.
Okay.
I started watching the Justice League Snyder cut finally. Was pretty deep in until I pressed the pause button to come record, and I'm only halfway through. So I still got 2 more hours to go. But
that's what sucks
so
about the
far
Snyder cut.
so good though. God damn it, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just low expectations, but it's really, really good so far.
Well, I went in with low expectations because I saw the first, the Joss Whedon cut,
Yeah,
which I thought was terrible.
Everyone
So the only reason why I got HBO Max was because of the Snyder cut, because of the hype behind it. So I wanted to give it a shot, and even though it's 4 hours, I love it. I want to see it a second time. It's been 2 weeks?
It's been like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
yeah. Even though I said like I was pretty deep into it, it didn't feel like 2 hours went by.
Yeah.
It felt like maybe 40 minutes went by.
Yeah.
It's really, really entertaining. There's no like boring stretches like the original one. So yeah, even though I have 2 more hours left, I'm pretty sure it'll go by quick.
Yeah. And no fake mustache cover up or whatever.
Yeah, fake CGI.
Fake CGI.
Yeah, Josh's cut. This is Joss Whedon cut.
The Sweden cut.
Yeah, the Whedon cut. Sweden. I mean, I think that's a disgrace to Sweden. That's really talking bad about them. No, I think that the Whedon cut was definitely the culmination of bad, just a bad parent company with Warner Brothers trying to replicate Marvel to an extent that it just destroyed the entire vision of the complete Snyderverse and just the entire feel of Justice League. So when watching Snyder's cut, it actually felt like these are really like badass characters. Like Batman was still Batman. Wonder Woman was still a woman, not a sex symbol, like that's like with Whedon, like he, like that one scene with Whedon where Wonder Woman is falling and Flash saves her. Flash like lays on her chest. Like that's extra gratuitous, like funny laughs. That's just really not necessary for a film, especially when you come from like the Dark Knight series trilogy to this, and you even Wonder Woman, you go from those kind of like more serious tone movies to this. It's just like it doesn't feel correct. It feels campy. So the Snyderverse is just, and the Snyder cut is just, it's what everybody has wanted. Adults have wanted out of a comic book movie. While the Avengers and the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe is very light and for the most part has been very, I don't want to say kiddie to an extent. People have been
It's
kind
family
of
friendly, like very family friendly.
It is. It's safe. Safe enough.
Yeah, safe. Yeah.
That's a good way to say it. And with old Marvel, like with Blade was not family friendly. Blade was very adult themed.
Oh yeah.
I think people have kind of missed that. We've missed those gritty superhero movies, because superheroes are not the family friendly. Captain America, even though he's America's justice and truth and so forth, Captain America can throw down. He has killed, and it's not like hey, we're just best friends. Like we miss those mature movies. So I'm very happy with the Whedon cut. I think it's the best thing that has come out of DC in a long time. I'm still a Man of Steel fan. And Man of Steel, I think, fits that same motif of maturity, and I love it.
I love the tone of a Snyder cut. Like it, I can finally say for once, this feels like a DC movie because of the tone. Like you know how
Right.
Marvel is very colorful and all that stuff, and it suits Marvel. But DC, I felt like they were trying to just copy and paste everything from Marvel onto DC, and they did it in the wrong way. Like everything kind of went by too quickly. They
Mhm.
kind of just like pushed everything together, just hoping it worked, and it didn't work. But I love the pacing of the Snyder cut. I know Green Tuner, you're not. You're 2 hours only 2 hours into it,
Mhm.
but um, even though you've only 2 hours into it, you can feel like it's a better pace than the Whedon cut.
Yeah, so much so that I'll be honest, I watched the Whedon cut and I can't remember anything because I fell asleep through most of it.
Wow.
I remember like bits and pieces. I remember like the final battle where,
uh
if I remember correctly, where like Superman's following the Flash with his eyes or something. Is that
Yeah.
the one? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So that's what I mean. So I
well,
fell
that's
asleep
mid
through
battle.
most. Well, that's the thing. That's how little I remember of it. It was so boring. I honestly fell asleep with the original one.
Right.
This one's completely opposite. It's just it's much more entertaining. It holds your attention way better than the original one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the
I think with Cyborg, like Cyborg's story is really like when Whedon took out, and I think we should talk about also in a little bit is the kind of controversy behind the Whedon version with just the
Yeah.
cast members themselves. I
yeah.
don't know if you guys are up to date with some of that stuff, but
Yeah, he totally removed Cyborg. That's the thing though. Like I remember when they announced Cyborg, because I've never liked Cyborg as a character.
Aw.
yeah,
Um
I can agree to that. He's
I'm
very
just saying because I was like, all right, well, if they really want to put like a black hero, why can't they just get like Green Lantern or
right.
someone that's cooler with neater powers and everything?
I agree
Mhm.
with
And then
that.
after watching the original one, the Whedon one, it I felt it proved my point more because I couldn't even remember Cyborg.
Right.
But now that I'm seeing this one, then I can actually see that Cyborg had a much bigger part.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, yeah. Then I saw, I'm like, all right, well, yeah, okay. So the Cyborg it's perfect for this movie.
Yeah.
It's yeah, they did him a lot of injustice, the character.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because if they never released the Snyder cut, I would have sworn that Cyborg was a waste of time
Yep.
for the Justice League.
I
Well,
agree.
he absolutely was, and I feel like with the Whedon version, the Whedon version was very focused on the Trinity of well, not even the Trinity. Kind of the Trinity. I would say Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman,
Batman, and
and
that's it.
that's
Yeah.
it. And you have the Flash, who is a very powerful character in his own right. Like
Mm.
people really sleep on how powerful the Flash is.
Yeah.
The Flash can, at certain points hold his own ground with Superman in terms of strength of how hard he can actually hit him, and he's definitely faster than Superman. I hate this whole thing of people
Yeah,
say he's infinitely
faster.
he's infinitely faster than Superman. So people sitting here like Superman is just as fast. Like with the Whedon cut, I'm like that has such horrible fan service. That's
Yeah,
like a fan service to somebody who really doesn't truly know comic books and
yeah,
don't know these characters. But with Cyborg, I feel like in the Whedon cut, he made him like an accessory. Like
yeah.
you have the main characters.
Background.
He's just a background character.
Mhm.
Yep.
But with the Snyder cut, he feels like he's truly the heart of the story. He's actually the main character, I
Yeah,
would say honestly, of the story. And because you see everything that revolves around him and his father is kind of what leads to almost up to the final battle of the whole Justice League movie. And the like you haven't seen the end of all this, so I'm not going to
Mhm.
ruin that for you because it's a great experience.
Okay.
but
Oh yeah.
but the Cyborg's emotions in like the final scene of the Justice League movie, from all the things that happened in the beginning, is very compelling. And I mean honestly, like if I could rewatch the movie just to watch the final battle, like have you seen the Whedon cut? That final battle with Cyborg trying to get into the mother boxes and so forth, just like the same thing. That's the same premise
Mhm.
with the Whedon cut. Um, it's the feeling is so much different.
Oh yeah.
So much different, and there's so much more invested into it emotionally than it was in the Whedon cut, because the Whedon cut just felt like a typical superhero movie, like
Yeah.
the entire Marvel series, where at the end the good guys are gonna win, yay. That's how it always is. But with the Snyder cut, you're like, man, this Steppenwolf guy, he's actually a very dangerous character.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, we know 100% everybody's going to win. You actually feel emotionally invested to it. So it's a totally different experience. And I hope with Warner Brother now seeing how popular, even though the Whedon cut still hasn't made more money than Wonder Woman, at least in the initial box office release, I hope Warner Brothers can see, like, people really want this universe. And I think the only reason why it was crippled as much as for sales is because of COVID. So I think that the Snyder, I hope the Snyderverse gets restored, because Warner Brothers definitely needs this W, because if Woman 1984 is any indication of the path Warner Brothers is going, they're in trouble.
Yeah, definitely. I like how it was treated, the Justice League with this new one so far. What I enjoyed were like the little details. So with Flash, right? They show that because he moves so fast, whenever he tries to save someone, he has to be gentle. Right. Because that girl at the beginning, in the car crash, if he would have gone at full speed and just grabbed her, he would have snapped her spine in half.
Right.
Just trying to save her. And they show the fact that he has to be extremely gentle and careful in order to like help people, or little touches and pushes, or the fact that he is burning a ton of calories every time he goes into the alternate dimension that makes him go fast. So he's always consuming. Yeah, exactly. So he's always consuming food and everything. I like those little touches much better. And so far this Cyborg has been better, just because like I said, it was just such a lame character in the original one. I didn't even remember him. Right. Have any of you guys watched Doom Patrol?
I've watched bits and pieces of it.
Bits and pieces. Yeah, because I remember before this, I had watched Doom Patrol, and the cyborg in there is, it's incredible. It's a great cyborg. I haven't watched this one so far, but the cyborg in Doom Patrol is amazing. The story's like really good. The character they chose, it's basically, the new one is like, well, all right, so like the Snyder one, the Justice League, the cyborg's like a brooding, angry at life type character, which is cool. But then with the Doom Patrol, he still has his issues, but he's more like a teenager, like a young adult. Yeah, exactly. It's like a young adult, and it reminded me a lot of like the cartoon Teen Titans.
Yes.
So if you guys ever get a chance to like dive deeper, especially you, Ed, since you have HBO Max, you should give Doom Patrol a try, and that cyborg is legit. But yeah, so Justice League so far, really good. I like the fact, like Eric said, that this all the characters are fleshed out way better.
Oh yeah,
like this Wonder Woman is the Wonder Woman that I wanted.
Yes,
like legit, kills, warrior, none of that whole love will save you crap. You know what I mean? It's because that's how she's in the comics. In the comics, she's ruthless. She doesn't care. Her and Aquaman are both killers, cold-blooded killers.
Yeah.
The only one that doesn't kill is Superman and Batman.
Right.
And even that causes tension sometimes between them. So
yeah, I appreciate how like they pay attention to every character in the Snyder cut. Like the Whedon cut, I did not like the Flash. I did not like Aquaman. I did not like especially Cyborg. Like there was like, why are you even there? That's how I felt about it. Yeah.
It sounds like we're trying to be politically correct or something, but it's the truth though. They did him wrong. They definitely him over.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, like if I was him, I would be in the same place. I would completely hate the studio and hate Whedon for just screwing me over so badly. Because I'm pretty sure he was banking on that being, I mean, I don't know what else he's been in, but if it seemed like that was his big break.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
was for Ezra Miller. I don't know Ezra Miller and for Ray Fisher. Ezra is the Flash,
Yeah.
and then Ray is
Cyborg.
Cyborg. Yeah, it was really kind of their big breaks. I mean, when you get a franchise like that, like let's think of like not Chris Pine, Chris,
Something like that.
no, not Chris Pratt,
Oh,
um, Captain
Star-Lord.
America. No, Captain America.
Oh,
Chris Pratt is
yeah.
Star Lord,
Star-Lord,
but the
yeah,
other
yeah.
Chris, I won't say Hemsworth, but I
Chris
don't think
Evans,
that
right?
Chris Evans.
Chris
There we go.
Evans,
Yes,
yeah.
yep,
Right.
Chris Evans. I mean, before this, Chris Evans, he was
Human Torch.
Human Torch. Yeah, he was Human Torch.
in some teen movies.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
but
teen movie comedies. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember those.
yeah, he really wasn't, as popular as he is now. So, that really gives credence to how powerful superhero movies are. It's
yeah.
kind of think of it like Game of Thrones. Like when you look at Emilia Clarke, right? She was relatively a nobody before these big shows. So when there's like comic book adaptations, and people love them, the actors who play these roles are catapulted into stardom.
Yeah,
And
Peter
I'm sure,
Dinklage.
yeah, Peter Dinklage, like these actors are put into a new stratosphere. So for Ezra Miller and for Ray Fisher, I'm sure this was their big break. This was them get into spotlight. They have multi-movie comic book deals, and with how well the Snyderverse is being received and people have rated it, compared to the Whedon cut. Like the Whedon cut, I think it has like a 30% something Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yep.
But in the Snyder cut is at 70 something percent, 80%. That would have solidified their roles definitely in future movies and could have made their whole career. And it's when people talk about Ray Fisher and how much he's complained about the racism of Joss Whedon and how he was treated on set, and how like Gal Gadot, recently came out and said that, Joss Whedon said, if you don't do this part, I'm going to ruin your career.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be a crappy director and then threaten your cast and be like, I'm going to do this to you, I'm going to ruin you. So like for me, I feel like Joss Whedon, personally, I feel like he is done. He should be done in the comic book movies. His one movie that I really liked that he did was Cabin in the Woods. Cabin in the Woods was a phenomenal movie.
Yeah,
one of my
really
favorite
good
horror movies I will definitely put in my top 10 horror movies.
I didn't see that movie though,
but it's great.
It's great.
Like, watch it. It's not like a scare you horror movie. It's almost like
suspense.
It's almost like let's say the Marvel extended universe of like monsters and creatures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's really, really good.
It's really good. Yeah, I honestly will put it in my top. I love horror movies.
Yeah.
I'll put it easily in probably even my top 5 horror movies, if not maybe top 3, honestly.
Oh wow.
But yeah, Joss Whedon, he was a writer for that, and I think writer and director for that movie. So Joss Whedon has talent. He absolutely does. It has great ideas and has the ability to make great movies. And he's worked on Firefly. That's kind of where he's known for, is Firefly.
Really?
Yeah. He directed most of or I don't know if all of it, but I know he directed a lot of episodes in Firefly.
Huh.
Yeah, so
yeah, he's been around for a while.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time. And I think he did. I think he also did Stargate as well. So
okay.
Josh Whedon's been around. But when it comes to superhero movies, like Age of Ultron, everybody is pretty much unequivocally said that Age of Ultron is the worst Avengers movie out of all of them. Now, I'm not saying it's still not a horrible movie, not as bad as Justice League, but it's still bad. So
that was the only Avengers movie I did not like.
I think that's
only Marvel movie didn't like, really.
They got some bad Marvel movies.
They got some bad ones.
They got some bad
What
ones.
is it? Thor, the Dark World or whatever.
Thor, Dark World was absolutely horrible.
God damn, that was so boring.
That was I'm so happy that Chris Hemsworth got another shot, and what's his name?
Loki.
Ragnarok?
No, the director, Waititi Taki.
I love Waititi.
Yeah, he saved the Thor franchise, because after Dark World, I said there was no way Thor was able to come back, and they did. But
that was my probably that is one of my top Marvel movies of like the current ones, even above probably like the Avenger movies.
Yeah.
The Ragnarok was it's what I want in a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I don't want in world-ending things all the time. I want to see crazy creatures and alien worlds and the Hulk going toe to toe in battle armor against Thor.
Right.
Yeah,
it was definitely, if you're gonna make it campy, if you're gonna make superhero movie campy, that is the perfect one. And the humor was great. Korg was, I mean, one of the best comic reliefs ever. I mean, I think honestly he's one of the best characters in a Marvel movie, especially as a side character, because of how good his delivery lines were, and is relatable. They're funny. There was adult jokes sprinkled in that you would get if you're an adult, like with the hammer. The hammer pulled you off. Like that was like, it's such a classic line. But going back to Joss Whedon, Joss Whedon is, I think he's done. Hopefully he is done. And I hope he kind of gets shamed out of the superhero genre, because you kind of have, you're 0 for 2 right now. You're not batting 1,000. You didn't ruin the Marvel universe. The Marvel universe, no matter if it's a bad director, you're still going to, that franchise is going to stay around.
Yeah.
But with Justice League, he single-handedly he destroyed the Justice League, and the chance that there might be a actual Justice League universe,
or even a Ben Affleck movie, Batman movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's impressive to put on your resume. Firefly, Cabin in the Woods, Age of Ultron actually killed Batman. He is he is the Joker in real life. So we'll see. But Joss Whedon, I think he should be done from doing comic book movies altogether. So I hope that anybody from Marvel or from DC who sees this, please do not put Joss Whedon at the helm, because
please don't.
He's not. He's just not good in these type of genres.
It was also the studio too. Let's not, because all Snyder wanted was just a small break because of the personal tragedy.
Right.
And the studio was like, you know what? Screw that. We're gonna bring someone else in, and finish what you started. So it's not just Whedon, even though I don't like him, but it was also the studio. So,
but the thing is like Warner Brothers. Well, Snyder. I don't know if you read or listened to the interview that Snyder did of why he actually left. No. Snyder was just saying, like, he was just, after the tragedy that happened, he said there was just he was just tired. He's like, it was petty. It was petty comparing what he was going through and fighting them on every single issue. If Warner Brothers were not trying to fight him on his vision and trying to fight him on different things, like, because remember, he was going to bring in the Green Lantern, and he was, trying to figure out whether he was bringing the white Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, or the black one. And he was like, I don't know. He was like, but they were literally fighting him on that. And I think that I can't remember the other issues that he was fighting them on, but he was just saying, like, he's like, it gets to a point, like, I'm going through this tragedy. Am I seriously going to sit here and waste my time fighting the studio on small issues that are really inconsequential to the movie, and they're pushing back on everything? He was like, okay, I'm just done. I'd rather deal with, if Warner Brothers had given him the free reign to do whatever, Snyder said he would have stayed on. He would have taken that break. But because they kept wanting to fight him, it's like, in his life, he's like, I'm going through this. Why do I need to listen to you on petty things? It's just ridiculous. And gave it up. And I think he did the right thing. I think Warner Bros. I definitely blame Warner Bros. Just for they're so focused on trying to copy Marvel, that they're not focused on what actually works for the DC universe and what's good for the DC universe. Because the 6-part thing that Snyder has done, Snyder said in the movie theater, there would have been an intermission in the movie. So you would have watched, up to part 3, the 2 hours, like where you're at. Yeah. Took a 15-minute intermission and started the movie again. Pre-COVID, I know a lot of people have been like, oh, up in arms, but true comic book fans, we wouldn't have cared. We would have been like, all right, cool, whatever. Let's do this. I want to see this vision. So
or just split it like they did with Endgame and all those.
Yeah.
They could have
Yeah.
split it. That movie, like I said, so far, if it had finished up to the point where I'm at, and they're like, "Oh, to be continued" or whatever, I would have been fine. It's a really good movie so far.
I would have loved that too. Like, I'm surprised they didn't do anything like that, because this Snyder's vision is so well put together that I would not mind if it was split into 2 movies.
Yeah.
But we got what we got with Whedon. I'm so glad that the Snyder cut was released.
Got released.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought that, a year or two ago that this would have happened? When I heard about it being, I'm a very sadistic person, so I was like, man, I hope I stay alive. I hope I don't die in a random car crash and I can't see the Snyderverse, because on my last words, like, Snyder cut. Like, I'm glad this was a dream come true, honestly. Just like when I saw Man of Steel, I was like, this is the perfect Superman movie. This is the Superman movie that I want as a big Superman fan. Same thing for the Justice League. I would have never thought in a million years that I would have seen a Justice League that was as good as this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to slightly disagree with Eric on this one.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Let's start. Let's go.
Let's do it. No, I agree. The Justice League, great. Batman, great. The only thing I think with Superman movie, it's just the character doesn't lend itself to like Snyder's like dark vision. So I think that's why it turned off a lot of people. Because the thing is, like, let's say Endgame, or going back to obviously who's doing it. Sure. Like if you watch Guardians of the Galaxy and you watch Black Panther, let's say, just those 2 universes, completely separate. Guardians of the Galaxy, very fun, quirky, lighthearted, no big stakes, just all around very let's call it family friendly, very, very nice. Black Panther, and they're a little more serious, mercenaries, killings, shootings, robberies, battle, with high stakes, death, all these more darker themes.
Yeah.
But then you bring them together in a darker movie, even though Guardians of the Galaxy is lighthearted and, funny and all that stuff, they still fit into the darker themes. So like with Superman, I wish he was a little bit lighter. And then when they bring him into the Justice League, then it can be part of like a darker theme altogether. Just because Superman can be dark, but generally speaking, Superman is like the
Boy Scout.
The Boy Scout, yeah. So that's the only part. Like I enjoyed Man of Steel. I just don't know if it was the right tone for Superman, where he's just very dark, and Superman is supposed to be more about like hope and like Boy Scout, all around clean person. And then you have the polar opposite, which is Batman, and then that they can play against each other.
I think they went that route because we just got fresh off of the Dark Knight trilogy, and it kind of led, like, they're trying to copy that tone a little bit, that serious tone, even though it's 2 separate universes. What's his name? Who did Dark Knight?
Nolan.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, Nolan's universe is different from Snyder's universe completely, but I think they were trying to have that same feel, that same dark tone kind of transfer into Snyder's Superman. So I think that's why they did that. Now I do want to see that, that Boy Scout, kind of lighthearted Superman, because that's what I grew up with. That's what we all know and love. So when I see that, kind of dark, gritty Superman, I was like, I love the visuals. I'm kind of digging this Superman, but it's not the same Superman that I know from years and years ago.
From comics, cartoons, like everything, like even just the cartoons, Superman, if you watch the cartoons, it was like bright colors that popped off the screens. Villains, everything was like worldwide, worldwide extermination, worldwide whatever. It was grand, but it was also very lighthearted. And then if you watch the Batman animated series, it was like dark,
Yes.
dark themes, crime, even the color. If I remember correctly, they would use like black stock of paper
Yeah.
and just paint on the black stock of paper just to give it that super rich dark color. And then when they had Justice League, the cartoon, they worked well together, and Batman didn't have to turn into like a goofy character, and
Thank
Superman
you.
didn't have to turn into like a dark brooding character. Superman was still like very honorable, very for justice and peace, and then Batman was still angry all the time,
Brooding.
always second guessing everyone,
Right.
always keeping track of everyone. So that's the only thing I wish with Superman they would be a little more lighthearted, and then when they bring him into the Justice League fold, then they can work on that, because Flash himself is not a dark character. He's the comic relief, and he works great in the the darker Snyder universe.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with everything that you guys are saying. It's but what I guess what I say, for me, I like the reality of what Superman is. Superman is ultimately he could be a possible world ender, and in a lot of the campier, family friendly Superman, it's like there's no possibility that this guy could ever destroy the world. This guy is for truth and justice. He's the Warner Brothers version of Captain America, except that he's an alien with heat vision and supersonic speed and fly and all this other stuff. And I think that with Snyder, the reason why I like the Superman so much is that he deals with the dynamic of this person is still a person. Superman is not the moral compass of everything. That he has the capability of, having true emotions, and with this is nothing new. With Lois possibly dying and more different universes of Superman, Superman snaps. And like with the Injustice timeline, Superman snaps.
I love that timeline.
He ends up killing the Joker because of Joker had set off that nuclear bomb and ended up killing Lois.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of Superman I want. That's the kind of Superman I like, because this is Superman that he even though he's not a human in a typical sense, he's pretty much a human, and he has to go through his human emotions where he has to constantly check himself, everything that he does. And older Superman's other like comic books and so forth, he talks about, he's like, and especially in Justice timeline, he was just talking about, every second of every day, I have to be careful what I do, how I use my powers and so forth, because I could kill people, by a mistake. And with Snyder's version, it really tones down how powerful Superman is, but makes him still a very viable threat at all times. Because like think of like the older Superman, like Superman Returns, the older movies, Superman was able to lift entire islands and so forth. That kind of turns me off from Superman, because like even with like the older Superman movies, a lot of people have always questioned this, like, why is there a Justice League in general? Because if Superman was actually able to do what he wanted to do at full power all the time, he can kill anybody really at any point in time. When it comes to Superman and Darkseid, it's kind of a real winner. There's always a real winner in those type of movies. If you take Darkseid outside of anti-life and all those other stuff, Superman is still more powerful than Darkseid, and in a straight fisticuffs.
It's got but it's also what holds him back is his morality.
Right.
So he can kill, but he chooses not to kill.
Yeah.
Which they always push. So yeah, he could stop most threats. And you're right. That's just the curse of a superpowered character.
Right.
It's the same reason why they can't make the Hulk work with Marvel.
Right.
Because technically Hulk is invincible. There's no way to destroy him.
Right. I think he actually kills God at one point.
Yeah.
Or he kills God and takes on God's powers at one point. Not like God, like Christian God, but he kills a god and takes God's power.
I was about to faint right now. He's like, I didn't hear that God died.
I was watching Comic Historian, and he was giving details on one comic origin of the Hulk, how he got his true power comes from hell or Satan. That's true.
There is a version. I think there was. I do remember a version. I wish Syed was here.
Oh yeah, the comic historian.
Yeah, he is the true comic historian. But yeah, I think there was a version where he did get his powers from hell. But I don't remember. I don't remember the full storyline. I just remember.
Read it in.
I want to read it. Yeah, I'll read it. Yeah. Why would I read it?
Because you go into hell.
I play Doom.
You're going to hell for that too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, your time has come. I'm sorry. I was actually gonna buy the Doom. Doom's on sale right now. I think this is the base game for 66.6% off.
Wow.
I'm like, yes, this is my time. This is my time. I'm like, yeah, give up Eternal Paradise or play Doom Eternal. I think Doom Eternal is probably gonna win.
Or you can get Game Pass for $12.99.
Buy the game for how much?
Yeah, I could buy the game for like $15, but I mean, it kind of is what it is. But no, I mean, that is the curse of super powered people, and that's the one thing I hate about Superman. I love Superman. I love Superman as a character, but it's that eternal curse of him being as strong as he is. And I hate in the past movies where he's been able to, like I said, lift islands and so forth. I don't want my Superman to be that powerful. I want him to be powerful enough where kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know if you guys watch Invincible, but
no, not yet.
No.
Okay, so like, okay, well, I won't bring up that analogy, but I want to have my Superman be strong enough where, I mean, he's a legit threat to the world at any point in time. He can be a legit threat to anybody else, but I don't want everything like with a Snyder cut. Even Snyder cut kind of disappointed me a little bit. Everybody's like, oh, Superman's dead now. All the other worlds know that he's dead. Everybody was scared of the Kryptonian. I was like, okay, I get it. Like, be scared of Kryptonian, but I don't want everything to be about how strong Superman was. Snyder got kind of right and kind of wrong, in my opinion. What I like, I will say. So that's why. But overall, Man of Steel, tone wise, I get why you want him to be family friendly, can't be lighthearted. But I just like I love the dilemma of. And the kind of the duality of, hey, I'm super strong, but I have emotions and I can snap at any time and kill if I want to. And really, I really like to see that struggle more or less than anything else. If it was lighthearted and he was still struggling with that, I'll be fine with that. But I think Snyder and Lisa Man still got that right of, hey, I'm super strong. I could kill you. I don't want to, but I will, blah, 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 type of situation. And I think that's what makes Superman a great movie. And I think that makes it better than any other Superman that's been created thus far.
Do you think that the infight in Man of Steel, that DBZ fight between Zod and Superman, Kal-El, with that death toll, and he killed
half the population of a city,
and he also killed Zod.
Everyone's like, oh, well, he killed. You see those buildings fall down?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right. He basically killed half a city, and everyone's like, "Oh, are here?" That's what I'm saying. Like with Superman, he turned them into like a killer, basically. But so I mean, I understand the fact that it's good to have him deal with this and all this dark themes, but we already have Batman for that. We already have a guy that's angry all the time and can do all these things. It'd be a nice, refreshing change to have the Superman of old back.
Superman killed even in the original Christopher Reeve's Superman when he fought Zod. Yeah. Remember when he went inside the chamber?
Okay.
And Lex was like, oh, he's like, the powers are being turned. Superman's losing his powers, and Zod and everybody else, Fiora was outside. And come to find out, it was the reverse. He had tricked Lex to thinking that he was losing all his powers, being inside of the little chamber, and Zod was the one that ended up losing his powers. And he ended up throwing them down that ice chasm, and so his Fortress of Solitude. And
Fatality.
what do you think happened? What do you think happened to them? They were humans, and he was throwing them into down a deep crystal cave. He kills them. But the people,
well, maybe he had super nets down there. We don't know.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
Super
Sure.
clouds.
Sure. Super clouds.
All right, super pillows.
Yeah.
That cushioned them as they fell.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. But
yeah.
I mean, I understand that people. I mean, people were upset. Yeah, the Superman. Like, whoa, Superman killed, especially in the first movie of this revisioning of Superman. Like, I get it, but in reality, Superman, kind of like with Wonder Woman in the Snyder Cut, right? Wonder Woman, this is the difference between like directorial vision, what's actually kind of realistic if these metahumans existed. Superwoman in Snyder Cut, she killed these guys. Like, she was throwing guys against the wall.
Oh, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. I'm sorry, Wonder Woman. It was like, did I just miss an entire part of the movie? Did I like have a stroke? And there was Superwoman the entire time. Like, Wonder Woman, she was actually killing these guys, like when in the Hostage scenario, and she was killing all the bad guys, and she actually killed all the bad guys that were in the room. Unlike the Whedon cut, she only fought like 3 of them out of the 8 that were actually shown. I've been watching a lot of videos on inconsistencies in the Whedon cut. But
I actually forgot about that part.
Yeah, but I mean, even Wonder Woman's always been a killer, though. I don't think they ever established her any other way. Like, that's why I said Wonder Woman, Aquaman, they're killers. They've killed plenty of times,
and they hate each other.
They've never been shy about killing.
They hate each other, but I mean, certain storylines they've actually
got along.
Lovers. No, they've been lovers.
Oh yeah.
Batman. I mean, not Batman. Wonder Woman and Aquaman.
Yeah.
Until Wonder Woman killed Mira. Wonder Woman ended up.
Oh, I remember that
Mira.
one. Yeah,
she ended up decapitating Mira, but Mira attacked her for sleeping with her man, and Wonder Woman was like, "I ain't gonna have it." She's like, "I want peace, but you can catch these hands." And ends up killing her and taking her crown and wearing her crown. This is the Flashpoint, but a Flashpoint paradox. But
No, I said I love the Flashpoint.
Paradox. Yeah, Flashpoint was phenomenal.
It's good.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's just. I just think Man of Steel this was the best one, and I really enjoyed it. But I'm really upset that they're not going to, or they're not entertaining the fact that there should be a second one, because then they could come with a second one that's more lighthearted. I mean, they've kind of hit a lot of the major villains of Superman, with Batman versus Superman and with General Zod. I mean, they can obviously do more, but I kind of wish there was a second one, because I wouldn't mind a redemption story where they make it more lighthearted, world-ending scale, but make it more lighthearted and have that be like, okay, he's lighthearted until they go back into the Justice League line and go with the Snyderverse as what they predicted they wanted it to be. So
or because the thing, I don't think Snyder can do lighthearted just from his past work.
No.
Yep.
So even if Snyder got to at least pick who could direct, or help direct, a lighter Superman would be better. Because I think if Snyder tries to do like a lighthearted Superman, I don't know how that's going to turn out.
It's not going to work.
Yeah,
because I love Snyder, but it seems like it's always the same thing that he has his own cliches in movies, where it's always like, all right, I'm gonna slow everything down. I'm going to put some music that I like.
300.
300. Watchmen.
Yeah, Watchmen.
I'm just noticing right now with Justice League. It's like, all right, let's have Aquaman slow down, and as he's drinking whiskey, play some music, and then let's have him pollute his own home by smashing a glass bottle against the pier, so that fish can get cut up. And then he just like dives back in the ocean.
Yeah, he is kind of a jerk in the movie. Like, I can kind of understand why Orin wants to destroy all those surface dwellers, but he's also, and I can see why he wants to kill his brother, because he's just as bad as regular humans.
So it's fine. I don't mind like a jerk thing, but I'm just saying, like, even if Snyder tried to do lighthearted. I just don't know how that is going to turn out. So far from the movies I've seen that he's done, it's always dark.
Yeah.
Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about like Patty Jenkins as with Wonder Woman?
The first one,
Both of them. So Wonder
I haven't
Woman
seen the new one,
I haven't seen the new
and I
one.
don't want to see it because what I've heard is
I heard it
just that it's
was
a piece
terrible.
of crap. So
I love the first one, but I heard the
first
second
one
was
is
bad.
good. First one is good.
And the thing is like, people, and this is gonna come into controversial territory. I don't necessarily agree with making a lot of people who saw the first Wonder Woman, they were like, it has to be done by a female director, because if it's not done by a female director, it's going to tarnish the first superhero movie from from Warner Bros. Standpoint. Needs to be done by a woman. Now, I agree. There are plenty of female directors that are phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
I think that with Patty Jenkins, she's just not good with superhero movies. And the reason why the first Wonder Woman turned out so well is because Zack Snyder was he co-produced that and he wrote that. Patty Jenkins, as far as I can tell, is not a great writer. With Wonder Woman 84, she wrote that. As far as I understood, Zack Snyder had no part in that whatsoever. She was the writer for that, and it might not just be just her, and it might be unfair to give her all the blame, but but when you put your name, as the director of the movie, and this is what you shot, Wonder Woman 84. I mean, it was hot garbage, and I would say that, and it's not because she is a woman thing. I would say that about any man as well. If Zack Snyder had made Wonder Woman 84 exactly as it was, I would say the exact same thing. I'm like, Zack has lost his touch. He's going with a lighthearted motif that's not him.
Well, that's what we're just saying too about Whedon. That's a guy.
Yeah.
And he
horribly.
Yeah. And speaking of like whatever, isn't he like a big social justice warrior too, where he's like, oh, women, blah 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 blah, right?
He is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Right. That's what I heard.
I think he is. I think he's pretty out there. But then you hear about the stuff that he's saying to his female, cast,
like Gal Gadot
and so forth. And like it's like with Wonder Woman 84, it was such a, once again, like everybody who knows the comics, Wonder Woman. Is this a water break?
It's a water off.
To those listening or drinking water, right?
Yeah, drink your water. Stay hydrated, folks. Gal Gadot, she backed up Patty Jenkins, and that's fine. But it was a horror movie. Everybody who is a fan of Wonder Woman knows she's a warrior. She's not love and peace and so forth.
No, she's not.
She is ruthless. And
that's the route they went.
She was even giving Batman, one of the comics. She was even giving Superman a hard time.
Oh yeah,
because telling him, "Hey, why are you so nice to all these humans?
Yeah,
we're above them. We're not the same thing."
Yeah, she wanted to commit genocide. She wanted to kill all criminals. She was like, "I'm with. Let's kill all these criminals."
Yeah,
and it was going back to the Injustice timeline. She was ruthless, and she wanted to be ruthless. She was the whisper in Superman's ear to continue on doing what he was doing. So it's crazy that people have Wonder Woman. Now, I think they're going back to the Linda Carter. I think back in the day with hey, let me spin around and spin around, and now I'm Wonder Woman. That was cool back in the 70s and 80s and so forth. But let's talk about, like, if you want to talk about female empowerment, have a woman superhero who can literally stand up toe to toe. Well, I want to say she can stand up toe to toe to Superman, but she has fought Superman before, and and put some beating on him a little bit. And I know there's power up versions of Superwoman who is as strong as Superman, if not stronger. So, like, if you're talking about female empowerment, the Snyder Cut is by far, I think, the best version of Wonder Woman thus far.
I agree.
Second would be Wonder Woman, the original movie.
Yeah.
And then, we can talk about Batman versus Superman. Snyder Cut, Batman versus Superman, Wonder Woman, and then probably in 20th place is Wonder Woman 84. That is by far the worst thing that they could have possibly done. And I think they just tarnished the Wonder Woman image in my mind. Like, and people, I've argued with people online. They're like, this is the progression. Remember, this is back in 84 where, she's not as badass as the Snyder Cut version and so forth. And I'm like, that's complete bullshit. First off, she's 5,000 plus years old. Second of all, how do you go from Wonder Woman 84 where she's kicking Nazis in the face, where
Yes.
where it heals and so forth, and then you go to 84 where she's like, I mean, like a lame duck. Like she's just like saying, talking about, I love Steve and the power in my gauntlets is filled with the love of my ancestors. Like, shut up.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
It's
yeah,
horrible.
exactly. They come from a warrior tribe. They're warrior
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
She's a warrior. She's not like what you would consider to be a damsel in distress or whatever. She's supposed to be a warrior.
She's
That's
not,
it, just
she's
a
not
warrior.
Princess Peach or anything
She's
like
a
that.
Exactly.
she's a
She has
demigod.
warrior mentality. She doesn't have the mentality of, hey, let's make peace or whatever. She's has the mentality of a warrior.
Well, do you know how the women, the Amazonian women of Themyscira are created?
From clay, right?
Well,
No.
Wonder Woman was, right?
Wonder Woman was,
Yeah.
but no, she's really not made from clay. It was,
It was something.
Zeus banged the queen of Amazons, but so the Amazon
Surprised you
women,
didn't shock her to that.
yeah, right, like give her that electric. It's like, yeah, believe that. But no, apparently, so for women at Themyscira, so what they would do is the Amazonian women would go out, find ships that would pass by Themyscira. They would go on the ships, kill the men, keep some hostage, them, get pregnant by them, and if they had, and once they got pregnant by them, they would kill the men, and then if the child was a boy, they would kill the boy, throw him over a cliff, and if they were a woman, they would keep them and turn them into Amazonian warriors.
Yeah, so Spartans, basically.
It's pretty much Spartans. They were the Spartans of women. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this whole love and, peace and so forth, that's not how Wonder Woman and the whole Themyscira people are. They're warriors. So that's why I laugh at the point that people think that the Wonder Woman is all about love, but I mean, she is at a certain point, but she's ruthless towards criminals, especially.
Yeah.
So that's why I love the fact that in Snyder Cut, all the people all those bad guys that she fought in that hostage scene, she ended up really killing. Even the last bad guy who was, took
she turned him into mush.
Yeah, she turned him into mush.
Yeah.
In the Whedon version, you don't see what happens to him. And they kind of just blow past that. And I think that's a Warner Brothers decision as well, sure. But like, that's how she's supposed to be. And I think that's the perfect Wonder Woman.